Our third fight of the night features from Orangeville, Steve Franjic at 12-1, and Ricardo Marcelo from Argentina at 16-6. And this third fight should be as exciting as the first two, Tibor.
Yeah, Steve, his last performance, he got knocked out and it was unfortunate. He's got to stay sharp. I'm sure he's looking to redeem himself tonight. Yeah,
absolutely. Michelle, when you talk about the devastating knockout that he took last time we were here at the Hershey Center, how difficult is it to get the mindset back in focus?
Well, especially for someone like Franjic who's never had to deal with a loss. I mean, like you said earlier, Tibor, it's 90% in there.
Yeah, it could be tough for any fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to get over that and then get right back at it. And, he's got a height advantage again against his opponent, which is what he had last time around as well.
11 of Ramallo's 16 wins have come via the knockout, so he's a veteran fighter, although he gives up 3 inches in height to Steve Franjic. Time now to go to the ring. Here's Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the ring, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, Ricardo Ramallo.
Ricardo Marcelo should be the one coming out from behind the curtains for the next fight. But, I got to talk to you about what it's like waiting in the back for your turn to come out.
It's crazy sometimes. You never know what's going to happen. Sometimes they're rushing you, sometimes they're taking their time, and sometimes they're getting it all wrong. So you just got to stay mentally composed.
Does it really affect you, though, if they're rushing you and they're pushing you out there as quickly as possible, or they're messing you up?
Oh, well, if you're on your game and you know what you're supposed to be doing, you focus on that, it shouldn't be too difficult.
And do you have any idea of, what's already happened throughout the card? Like, because you hear oohs, and could you hear the oohs and ahs from the crowd, from other KOs or TKOs that have happened?
Yeah, you can hear a little bit from the background, behind the stage there, and sometimes they got TVs in the dressing rooms for you, and you catch glimpses of the show. So you got to try not to let any of that stuff bother you.
That's tough watching the other guys fight, though.
It can be sometimes.
Let's go back to the ring. Here's Thomas Treiber.
To the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner, silent Steve Franjic.
Got a light coming out to a little AC/DC.
Wait, last time I checked, thunder wasn't silent. Lightning is.
Great track. Famous Arturo Gatti, God rest his soul.
Yes.
Come out to this track. There he is. He looks really alive.
Pretty much every guy that comes from Orangeville is tremendously supported when they're here at the Hershey Center.
Yeah, you got Brian Mackey in the corner.
When these fighters come over from Argentina, and we've already seen one in Perez. It's their first fight in Canada. They're dealing with a different culture. They're dealing with so many things that are just out of the norm for them. So how do you in a short period of time and get ready like you're used to getting ready.
Yeah, but usually these guys, Tibor, if I'm not mistaken, either come over early and all they do is put a camp together and go right at it, or they fly in late and go right to the fight.
Yeah, again, you know, when it comes down to it, this sport is a selfish sport. You got to be super honed in on yourself and thinking about yourself. And when it comes down after the bell rings, you're thinking about you and yourself only, what you've got to do, not so much about what the other guy's got to do or where you are.
Let's go back to the ring. Here's Thomas Driver.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 8 rounds in the light heavyweight division. It is being brought to you by United Boxing Promotions. Our 3 judges scoring on a 10-point must system will be John Wiley, William Boodhoo, and Harry Davis. Our referee in charge, the 3rd man in the ring, will be Rocky Zolnierchak. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He's wearing blue with white and weighed in at 172.5 pounds. His professional record consists of 16 wins, 6 defeats, 1 draw, with 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, de Buenos Aires, Argentina, presentando Ricardo Ramallo. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He's wearing orange with black and weighed in at 173 pounds. Hailing from Orangeville, Ontario, he has a professional record of 12 wins, just 1 defeat, 1 draw, with 7 of his 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Silent Steve Franjic.
Fighters. Okay guys, I went over the instructions in the change rooms. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Touch up. Come out banging.
Rocky Zahilchuk is the 3rd man in the ring. And here we go for round number 1 of this scheduled 8-rounder. Ramallo, 6 feet tall, 172.5 pounds is what he weighed in at.
Good right hand.
There goes Franjic down again in the 1st round. Oh my!
Yeah, looping. He looped that right hand. It was a right hook. Hit him right in the ear.
Ramallo has done this before. This is not the first time he's thrown that kind of a punch. And he comes in on Franjic. Franjic now has to wait out the last minute and 55 seconds. And there goes the white towel into the ring.
Ref didn't see it. The ref didn't see the towel.
Franjic shaken as he heads back to the corner. A 1st round knockout from Ramallo. Shocking. Shocking.
It was a great shot. You know, I seen it. He landed it perfectly.
Like I said, Michelle, he had 11 knockouts in his 16 wins, so he's got the power.
Yeah, and you know what, too? He had something to prove as well, as his last fight was a 7th round TKO.
You notice he threw a couple straight hands right off the bat. And then he looped that. He looped that last one right around.
That's the same punch that caught Franjic in his first loss.
He set it up.
Boy, that towel came flying into the ring pretty quick, and they just went in and stopped it right before they could restart it.
Yeah, and Steve was still kind of with it because he swore essentially when he was on the ground.
But he was shaking. He was shaking walking back to the corner, though, Tibor. He was. You could see in his eyes they were glossed over. Ramallo has to be. Ramallo has to be ecstatic. Watch him step out to the outside, and he catches him right to the temple. And as I said, this is not the first time that El Rayo has done this.
Both looping shots.
You know, they say that when a fighter gets knocked out, pretty devastating, like he did in his last fight, Franjic. A lot of guys aren't the same after. I don't want to speak too soon and say that about Franjic. I'd love to see him come back and prove us wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. But the show, when it happens twice in a row, you have to start throwing some questions out there. Not that we're saying the career of Steve Franjic's in jeopardy by any means,
no,
but it's going to be very different.
Yeah, absolutely. And his style is going to change. And, you know, his corner did the best thing, just trying to protect him and make sure he didn't incur any more damage.
Let's go back to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 1 minute, 15 seconds of round number 1. The red corner advises our referee in charge, Rocky Zolnierczek, to stop the contest. Your winner by way of technical knockout, Ricardo Ramallo.
I don't want to state the obvious, but I'm going to. The Hershey Center went awfully quiet.
Oh, it sure did. You know what? Like we said, Orangeville boxers are tremendously supported here at the Hershey Center when they fight here. So you got to believe there's a lot of people stunned in the audience, Tibor.
They're all good guys. I respect all the Orangeville fighters. You know, their coach Brian Mackey is a good guy, well-respected fighter.
Man that's hit the world stage in his own right.
You know, he loves all his fighters, so it's heartbreaking to see, but